Alright, welcome back to a brand new Season 3. Today it's chuck steaks. We're showing you a beautiful, savory winter dish. Stick around, don't go anywhere. Okay, so today is chuck steak, and it's a classic chuck steak. So we're going to bring you back to about 1975 and show you how we were doing chuck steak back then. So we got two beautiful chucks here. They weigh in at about almost 4 pounds each. I believe this one's a little bit more than 4 pounds. Very simple ingredients today. We're going basic. Potatoes, carrots, salt, pepper, dry rosemary, onion, and some sherry. That's all you're going to need. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to start to slice down some potatoes. Any potatoes would do. The way I like to slice these, I like to go in half. Come back in half again. And then just in quarters. We're going to use a deep vessel, because you want to use a deep vessel for this. And just like that, this is how you want your pieces. Get them in. Now this one's a little big, so we're just going to go in half again with it. Leave that last end off. I'm not happy with that. And here we go. So this is how we're going to get this done. Now it's cold outside, and this is going to be almost like a stew. But without a lot of liquid and water, then you're going to be able to taste that meat. And that's what you want, because it's all about the meat. So we'll just get those in. And when I feel I have enough potato, I'll stop. But right now there's no specific ingredient, and we're just going to get all the potatoes on the bottom. This meal is about the meat. The potato's a good thing too, but it's mainly just about the meat. The potato's a little bit big, so I'm just going to cut that down. And just get them to a size that when they're all done together, the potatoes. I'm leaving the skins on because we want this pretty rustic. I think we're about good, but we might add just another one. And we're going to make these ones pretty small because we're just going to put them on the sides. We want them to cook quickly. Chop those ends off that don't look too great. And that's it. Alright, so we got our potatoes in. They look like that. Just to show you where we're going with them. You want them even. And now we're going to get some onion in. No specific way. Just get it in and space it around. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's all going to cook down anyway. So don't worry about it. Now this is going on the cooker today. And we're not going to have to do anything because this is basically one pot cooking. That's the beauty about this meal, is it's one pot cooking. Alright, we got some baby carrots, so we're going to get our carrots in. Just like that. And now, some garlic. So we got some fresh garlic here, and we're just gonna give it a smash and just get it in. Not gonna chop it up, because once you give it a smash, it's gonna cook in nicely. Like I said, everything is just very rustic today. And the last time that people cooked like this was Julia Child, Jacques Pepel, and that cooking, they call it outdated, but you know what? It was a good time. So I don't think any food is outdated. unless you're serving it in the restaurant. But when you're in your house, in the luxury of your own home, you're just gonna throw these in whole, just like that. That's parsley. So basically, everything that's in a soup, you're basically going in here with. Right here, I just have a touch of sage. So that's going in. So we're gonna get this off to the side, and let's get ready for our steaks. So let's season these guys up. And what we'll do, salt and pepper. Generous amount of the salt. And a generous amount of the pepper as well. So we didn't salt those veggies. We just put them in there. And let's go with some black pepper. It's a good sized grain. About a 16 mesh. And the other side over. Now we're not trimming any of this fat. You're gonna leave all that fat on there. Now if you tried to eat this steak by itself and cook it on the grill, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna have to cook it really rare to enjoy this steak. And even then, it's still not a great steak to eat. It's quite thick, and the only way to eat this is on the bone at a really, really high temp. And you need a really good grade of meat. All right, so we got that pepper on this side. A good amount of the pepper. And now, we're gonna go with some dry rosemary. Good amount. This is what's really gonna make the flavor in this dish stand out. So we're gonna go like that. Once it's in, we're gonna put it into the basket on this side. So rosemary side down. And get it right on top of those potatoes, carrots, and onion. All right, more rosemary. Looks like a lot of rosemary. Believe me, you're gonna need this. And use the dry, don't use the fresh, because the dry just gives this beautiful taste. And that one as well too. I'm gonna drag it along just to pick up all the leftover spices on here. And then we're gonna go rosemary side down on this. Just like that. Get it in there. All right, what's left over on my tray, I'm going in with. Nothing goes to waste. Okay, so we got that now. And now we're going in with a lot more rosemary. This is gonna really make this dish. Rub it around. Get it down in there. I know you guys are saying it's a lot of rosemary, but it's really not. Now I dried this rosemary. This came out of my herb garden. And it's fresh. Well, dry fresh. It's no longer fresh. It's dried out, but it's the freshest dry you can get because it came from my house. Okay, so here's some sherry. And what we'll do is we're gonna dump some sherry in here. A good amount. A really good amount. About a quarter of a bottle of sherry in there. I'm just gonna move it around. Give it a shake. Now we're going to put some parchment paper on the top. And aluminum foil. So we got the parch. Followed by our foil. You want a good tuck and a good wrap. To the point where you're not leaking any air out of it. There it is. All right, our cooker's warming up out there. We're going to bring that cooker up to about 375 degrees, and that's what we're cooking this at, 375. We'll meet you out on the cooker. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're going in. We started this at 400. I want this to catch up to temp. After about 10 minutes, I'm going to turn it down to 375. If your lights ever go out, this is a great recipe. You can do it right on your grill, as you're seeing now. So if your oven ever goes out or anything else like that, or you just want a nice, easy one-pot meal, use your grill. You don't want to heat up the house in the summertime? Use your grill. Something wrong with your oven? Use your grill. All right. We're going to go for about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Check it. We'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. Time to pull this. All right, so let's shut this down. Now, this is really hot right now. I probed it through the top, and I'm pulling it at 200 right now. And that's where you want to pull it at. I'm going to let this sit here and cool for just a second, and we'll pull it in. Meet you inside. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are, season 3's chopping block. Now we probed that at 200 degrees. It did 3.5 hours on the cooker. Let's see what we got. Ooh, she's still hot. Now that's the parchment paper under there. So I'm gonna just show you that. And I put the parchment paper there so it retains that nice moisture in there. Check that out. Let's just get this over onto the chopping block. This. And let's see what we're working with. Now what I like to do when I like to serve this, you can see it's still in one piece. So at 200 degrees, it's still in one piece. So before I take this out, I like to get a little broth on here and just get it nice and wet up. It wets up that rosemary so the rosemary doesn't move. So we'll leave that there, and let's get this onto the chopping block. There it is. All right, let's show you what this looks like. Opened up. Now what I'll do is just cut it right in half. Look at that, it's like butter. I'm cutting it light. I'm not even putting any pressure on this knife. I'm just letting it just cut itself. Look at that. Look at the inside of that. Beautiful. I mean, this is a runner-up with brisket. I mean, it's neck and neck right there. Look at that. Runner-up. If you pull it just like that, I mean, every part of this piece of meat is just edible. Let's get a pit master taste there. Oof, that's hot. Try a small piece. Wow. That has to be one of my favorite ways to eat chuck. All right, let's plate up family style. Show you what this looks like on a plate. So the first thing we'll do is I'm going to finish cutting. This is how you want to cut this up. So we cut it up like that and start to lay it down in a nice serving platter. All that rosemary is nice and soft. And the beautiful part about this, the reason why I did this is so it's wintertime. And a lot of you guys, you can't go out onto a grill. It's a lot of snow. I know it. I lived in the cold for a lot of years, so I know that feeling. With windshield wipers sticking to the windshield and going out in blizzards. I definitely know that feeling. And working a wood stove. I grew up on a wood stove. So, you guys are preaching to the choir. I know all about that. Alright, let's finish cutting this up. And just make a beautiful meal out of this. So I'm cutting it up pretty much like a brisket. You can see how it's going. And it's just coming out beautiful. So let's do the second steak. And this one I'm going to move a little bit faster, so you can see this one being cut up. Now that's the chuck eye right here. That's a beautiful part. I mean, they're all beautiful parts, but look at that eye. I mean, that's just, and I'll cut that up like that. Just so everybody gets a piece of that. I mean, I'd say it's more tender than filet mignon. And to me, honestly, it's a better cut of meat. You just got to know how to cook it. It took some time. I spent about 3.5 hours on this, but it warms up the house. It makes the house smell beautiful. And it's a very inexpensive piece of meat for red meat. So around the holiday time, if you're on a budget, it's a go-to. 3 hours out of your day. I mean, you saw the preparation time on this, it was nothing. And look at what it yielded. I mean, it's 100% yield. I mean, all the fat it cooked right away. And look at all that meat. Beautiful. And we also made some fresh bread with that. Cowboy bread. No yeast. And no knead. So there's no need to knead that bread. We made a video for you guys how to make that beautiful cowboy bread to go along with this. And once you see that cowboy bread being made, it's a must. Your fingers won't even get dirty. So here we are. We put the rosemary on top of there. Put that right back on there. And now we're going to start to ladle our vegetables in. So what I'll do is I'm just going to move this platter. And I'm going to bring this platter in closer and show you how to get these veggies on there. So first thing we'll do, let's get some broth over top of that steak. So once you get your broth in, now you can start to get those nice, look at that, 3 hours. And everything's still holding intact. Everything's completely intact. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Let's use a different spoon to get those veggies out of there. One with some holes in it, so this way we drain some of that juice. And don't throw away that juice. I mean, it's got the steak, the potatoes in there. I mean, this is just vegetable broth. And I didn't put any water in here, so this is just steak, juice from the steak. And a little bit of that sherry we put in. And that is what really gives it that phenomenal taste, that sherry. So this is definitely a must, especially in the winter. This is one of the best dishes you can possibly have. And like I said, you can do this right in your own oven. I did it today on a cooker. The gas cooker, so you could use the gas cooker or right in your own oven. And this is gonna definitely be a crowd pleaser and a go-to meal for you. It's simple and it's easy. And that's it. Put a little bit more carrots here, and I'm showing you how much this yielded because I really want you guys to see how many people this feeds, and I'm still going with it. So just keep that beautiful broth to the side here after you get everything out of it. I'm still going with more carrots. And that's it. A couple more carrots and we're done here. But look how much food just comes out of here. I mean, that's beautiful. You're not gonna go wrong with that. I mean, that's an entire dish of food. I mean, 8 pounds of 100% pure meat and about 5 pounds of potatoes and baby carrots. I mean, that's it. That's everything. That's Julia Child's Jacques Pepel. I mean, that's classic take back. Can't go wrong with that. All right, we're gonna get situated and we're gonna meet you right back here. So don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is, a beautiful throwback meal. Steak and potatoes, old school style. What a beautiful cowboy bread. No need. We'll leave a link in the description of that bread being made. This way you get to see that being made. Thank you, we enjoyed having you. And with no further ado, put that little Pitmaster taste there.